Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Make sure the desktop is muted. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Okay. It look like it's right. Okay. It look like it's right. So I'm just chilling here. Alright, let me fix the camera a little bit. Hold on. So I'm just chilling here. Alright, let me fix the camera a little bit. Let me see. Is that better? So I'm just chilling here. Alright, let me fix the camera. Let me see. Is that something about the quality? Something about the quality. Maybe it's because it's just the stream connection. Maybe it's because it's the stream connection. Oh boy. Stream connection. Oh boy. That's gotta have something to do with the bandwidth. That's gotta have something to do with the bandwidth. That's gotta have something to do with the bandwidth. That's gotta have something to do. Okay, so yeah, let me. Alright, so this is gonna be my last stream. I'm gonna be doing some videos, video editing, and just uploading videos. It's not gonna be my last stream because eventually that's what I'm going to advance to doing mostly of. But right now, what I'm gonna do is just do a lot of video record, and I'm gonna get some SD cards or just a bunch of memory, a bunch of storage, because I am going to do a lot of footage. I just recently formed another company. This company is under Tru Zillah, which is the name that I go by as an artist and a business professional. It is a fictitious name, but it is, well, now I've made that name legal by forming a company in that name. What was the purpose of me doing this? Well, the main purpose of doing this was paperwork. I'm in the process of getting all of my paperwork in order, and I no longer wish to operate under the name that I was given at birth. What some people, a lot of people like to refer to as my government name. And please excuse my neighbors upstairs. They have a baby up there, and they just, I am recording this studio, this in the house. But anyway, let's just get cut to the chase. Put the business in my name. I don't want to operate under my government name. You know, what they quote unquote government name. Also known as a straw man. Why don't I want to use this name? Well, first of all, I don't because make no mistake, my government name is attached to my business. My government name is attached to any entity that I create. So yes, the government can still track me. It's not like I'm trying to hide or anything from the government. It's just when I'm dealing with the public, I don't have to use my government name. I can use a legal name that I've actually created, which is a fictitious, it goes from fictitious to legal. It's no longer a fictitious name. In other words, it's not like me when you ask me, well, what is your name, and I say Tru Zillah, right? if I don't have my paperwork in order, that's just a fictitious name. Even if I'm using it with the IRS as a EIN number, let's say I apply for an EIN number and I use that fictitious name, they're gonna still know that that's a fictitious name and want to know my real government name, right? And then I'm gonna have to tell them that and give them my social security number, and then they give me a EIN number, and then they say, okay, now you legally you can use this name, but in this, if I want to form a company, if I want to form a company, in other words, if I want to plan to go public and to sell shares, in other words, a business is kind of like, how can I put it? A company in itself is intellectual property, right? By itself is intellectual property. The name, its purpose, its mission, all of its assets from, or intellectual, yes, I said it right the first time, assets such as documents. Like I said, I'm getting my paperwork in order. And why is it important to just get all of this paperwork in order before I even make $1? When did my, because they ask you when you forming a company, they ask you, well, when did you start doing business, like operating under this name, using this name? You can date all the way back until when the first day you started using the name. Even for me, it date all the way back in 2009, but I think I only put 2013. I'm not sure. I can't remember which date I used. But you can go ahead and do that. But see, the thing about being a sole proprietor and being a single member, you get treated as a single member, and you don't really have the protection you need when it comes to lawsuits and not, let's just say we not even gonna get sued or plan on suing. That, let's just say that never even happens. It's good to have the paperwork there for credit purposes and just certain perks that come along with having a limited liability company, and treating your businesses, your business actions, or your business dealings official, making everything pretty much official. I know I'm just kind of like rambling on because this is just an improv, and I got a lot of stuff on my mind, to be honest with you. And then I got this bright light shining in my face. I'm about to dim it because it's just too bright. I'm looking at this video and it just doesn't look good. But maybe I should hold on. Let me see if I can fix it. Come over here. Alright, let me put it on auto focus. Switch it to auto focus. Take that off. I mean, I guess it kind of helped a little bit. Okay, so can I hear myself though? Let me make sure the sound is good. Okay, so yeah, the sound is good. Yeah, so I'm gonna just leave the autofocus on, and yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm just kind of just improving. So yeah, I just formed this other company, and I'm gonna tell you the perks that come along with owning not just one company but more than one. And I know you saying, well, why form a company if you haven't even made one sale? You haven't even made it's just an idea, right? It's still it's an idea phase. Listen, if you look at a bunch of videos, that you gonna probably run into a few people telling you something like there's like thousands of businesses that get started every year and then they fail, right? Like 99% of them fail, something like that. You hear those numbers and you be like, oh my gosh, like what's the purpose of starting a business if it's pretty much gonna fail? Get that thinking out your head. Don't think like that. First of all, everything you do is pretty that's dealing with money is business. It's a business transaction. If you go to the store and you make a purchase, that's a business transaction. Um, if you send someone to the store, right? Let's say you send somebody to the store for you. Um, I don't know, maybe a neighbor or something, and you pay them. You pay them. You say, well, you know what? Whatever. Let's say you know that there's gonna be $10 change left over. You say, you know what? Keep the $10 change for your services. You know, for doing me this favor. That's a business transaction. You can actually form a company just to deal with those type of business transactions. Okay. You could even get an EIN number for the individual and use that to file the taxes. I mean, it goes on and on. I'm not going to get into all of that, but what I will say is the purpose of me personally forming two LLCs, two different companies, is because I already know which direction or what directions I want to take. And what I'm building is not just uh, a company, but more like a multi-business structure. Uh, what I'm calling a multi-business structure is um, basically having multiple businesses, obviously, um, and having a certain type of format in how these businesses are structured, how they start, how they form, and of course, what directions they're going to take and how they how they actually integrate with each other. The next step is to form a foundation. Now, I wish I knew what I knew. Uh, I wish I knew what I knew now before I formed my first company, because come to find out, the foundation is the most important thing to start and to create. You have to have a foundation. If you think about it, that's pretty much in everything. Like, especially when building a house, you have to have a foundation. Everything has to have a foundation, right? So if you're gonna have a multi-business structure, you're gonna have to have your foundation at some point, especially at the beginning. So that's why I haven't moved forward with these two companies that I started, because I have to form this I hope I'm not blaspheming or stepping on these toes when I say this, but this trinity, where I have this one company that performs a specific action, and that's complicated computer information technology type tasks. Everything that has to do with information technology, it covers that division, right? And now I know you say, well, why don't you just have one company and then it deals with that? You have like an in-house department. That's true, but when it comes to IT and those type of things, it is extremely it's just a whole nother curve in a whole nother direction. It's a whole lot of other shit that has nothing to do with what I initially wanted to do in the first place, and that's just basically have a website that attracts musical artists and like-minded individuals. When I say like-minded individuals, artists, sound engineers, music producers, video editors, video producers, songwriters, even people who write books. As you can see, it's far beyond music. It's more focused on arts and entertainment, the arts and entertainment industries. A social media network that's basically built around that, and also gaming as well, affiliated with gaming. Okay, so you have this pretty complex network already, right? Somebody has to build this network, and so I go on this journey of learning how to build applications, how to build software, and get stuck on building this and stuck on building that, and like, okay, now I need a team, and like, wow, it's so much to learn. And then I say, okay, well, let me just go ahead and just put up a website, and then now before I can even get a website up, I'm like, wow, it's a whole lot of work just to get the back end, picking the servers and setting up the network to even host the website. I'm like, wow, after learning that, I discovered that in itself is a company all by itself. And those are services that can be offered and performed, and that could actually generate some money, and that could be a good commercial business, especially in this times that we're living in, where those type of services are necessary for a lot of people who are starting up and they need help in those areas. And I'm like, well, I'm a professional at that. I'm an expert at it now, so let me start a company that focuses on building software or hosting a cloud network to manage, not manage the software, but manage the software, but you need a network in order for your application to be accessed throughout the world, right? You want people to be able to access it. Have a company that will manage that process and make that a quick and smooth transition to where you can kind of just focus on building your application. Then you have to have somebody build the application. Because you can get stuck on trying to do it yourself and waste a lot of time, right? So, um, also have people on board, a team ready to just kind of help you with that too, if that's the route you want to go. If you're not, unless you already have your own team. So that's a company in itself, and that's UBIO software right there, right? UBIO LLC, that goes by the name, public name, UBIO software. So the company that I recently formed is more like a management company, um, but it's listed as a music company, a recording, not a recording label, but a recording company. Um, I believe what a recording label does is they don't really produce the music. They just get them. They distribute it, or I don't know. A record company. I'm still learning these things. I have to learn. There's a lot of stuff I do need to know about the recording industry. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of stuff that the recording industry has to learn, because things are changing so drastically. It's like, yo, we here. Like, it's at this point where, bro, the internet, the phones have completely taken over. That's it. You know, it ain't no ifs, buts, or babies. Yo, the way these kids fiend for these devices, it's and the prices keep going up on them. Yeah, but anyway, let's just move on. So I formed Tru Zillah, and this is basically an entity that represents me, right? Of course, because it's named after me, and that's the name that I go by. And I'm actually the manager of basically UBIO Studio, because Tru Zillah is going to take on an assumed name, which is going to be UBIO Studio, which is the actual recording label name for a record company. So it's kind of like two companies in one when you think about it. Um, and this is a multi-member company, just like, well, UBIO started as a single member and it just became multi-member in two ways. I added on a member, uh, and this member is to deal with uh, public relations, right? So, and we have our own like private business arrangement, right? So, um,
I didn't understand that.
okay, the phone thought I was talking to it, but anyway, so But let's just focus on Tru Zillah. Why did I feel like I needed a company for Tru Zillah? Um, you know, because I didn't want, first of all, I didn't want UBIO software to take away from the actual goal to have this platform for people to be able to express themselves, and not really just for people to express themselves, but in the classy, sophisticated way, a way that's filtered, where you get quality entertainment, you get quality music, um, and that's on the user end, right? But on the clients end, or on the artist end, they get to really have a stage, a better stage, a stage that's going to really put them uh, in the light for success. That's really gonna set them up for success without them having to really sell their soul or something. You get what I'm saying? Like, um, and how do we get? How could something like this compete with mainstream? Listen, I, for one, just believe that it'll work over time. Um, I'm starting out with simple stuff, simple things like beat battles, DJs, especially for DJs, seeing that they can't perform at the clubs like they normally would because of the shutdowns and everything, giving DJs something to do, right? So if I can get, if I can get, let's say 12 DJs, like talented DJ. They don't have to be the most popular DJs, but they can be I'm talking about very skillful DJs who can scratch, who can perform, and really, put on a good show. Um, and they all competing for a number one spot, and everybody online is watching, is live, and you know, I feel like that's a goal that Tru Zillah is responsible for. Um, because that's where my desire is to kind of unite people with that music vibe, that hip hop vibe, but not that street ghetto, like disrespectful vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like a mixture, a balance between the two. Because, and I know some people don't mind cussing and carrying on and this and that and the third, but then you got those that do. I'm one of those who feel like, you should have a balance. You should really consider other people's wishes, right? That are around you. As long as it's in the realms of just, just being considerate. But moving on. What is, man? This light is too bright. All right, so oh wow, that's too dark. Okay, so yeah, it looks terrible to me as far as this picture and everything. It looks terrible. Yeah, but I ain't worrying about that. Let's just focus on the fact that let me see if I can record it on my end and see if it'll come out better. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna start doing, just recording it on my end and uploading those. Yeah, so basically, and like I said, number two is number one, the perks that come along with having a company. Like, let's say I apply for a business loan, right? But I have two businesses, right? I have two companies. And one company, of course, is in a certain bracket because it offers certain, it's in the IT world. So it might be eligible for some type of grant that is in that sector. You get what I'm saying? Whereas music is something else. That's entertainment, and it might not be as many grants for that, but it might be a loan. I might be able to get a loan to get some equipment, some studio equipment that might also help the other company that I have. You get what I'm saying? Um, in other words, let's say I have two companies that I have one company that's eligible for um, the emergency disaster loan, right? And but I also have a second, an additional company. Well, guess what? I can get apply for the loan two times with two different companies. I'm the owner of both of them, right? Yeah, you of course you got to pay the money back, but if I need more money, you get what I'm saying? It's good to have that additional company. If I get turned down for the loan, okay, fine. But I have more windows open available. If I don't get that one, maybe I qualify. I'm eligible for a PPP loan because I decide to hire some employees for this, and I get to have two separate business accounts under two different business names. And not to do no funny business, not to do no you know, illegal stuff, but to separate the see everybody don't think the same. Everybody don't operate the same. But I'm a person who has a lot of ideas, a lot of ways to do things and to like really capitalize, right? And so in order for me to function, the number one thing I need to do is I need to organize everything, right? I need to organize. I got to have everything together. And as I'm organizing things and I'm planning things and I'm seeing that, hold on, this is not just a one business, I need several companies. Now, I can partner with this company. I can partner with this person. I partner that. But right now, I'm a nobody, right? Nobody really knows who I am, or even I don't have any credit. Where do I get accreditation? So I create these entities, build these entities, and I say, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is one entity is going to be a beast machine. This is going to generate like potentially hundreds of millions of dollars because it's gonna be in the cloud management sector, right? Then I have this one entity which is basically how how can I put it? This entity is more like a manager, right? This entity is basically the face. How can I put it? What is Tru Zillah? What is Tru Zillah? Tru Zillah is me. It's but I'm trying to make it more than just me and more than just this artist name, but an actual organization, right? An actual company, to where it represents more than some rapper named Tru Zillah. Because number one, I never subscribed to rap and say I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. Period. Point blank. I am an artist. I'm a producer. But Tru Zillah is the head. It's more like the head of the body of these businesses, right? Okay. So it's the owner, the ones that now I have on paper that UBIO Software owns 15% of the shares of I'm not thinking right, of Tru Zillah, right? But once I update the information for UBIO, Tru Zillah is gonna own half of UBIO Software, like 51% of it. And why? Because Tru Zillah is the one that's running it. He's the one with all. Tru Zillah is the brains of the operation. See, UBIO Software is just a company. It's just like, it ain't nothing without something to breathe some life into it. So Tru Zillah is basically the animator. That's the spirit, basically. And then the foundation is UBIO Cloud. What is it? The UBIO Cloud Foundation, right? And that's basically. Now you see where I'm going with this one. Now you get what I'm saying. That's basically helping people with getting connected to the internet to do their business, to do their commerce themselves, without having to depend on other platforms. You still gonna I'm still gonna use platforms like Facebook and Instagrams and even the new ones that's popping up. I'm still going, but you don't want to be dependent on it. You still want to have your own platform too, right? Where's your platform? How do you get your own platform? Is that a mystery? Is that super hard, or is that really obtainable? Well, that's how that's just a foundation that's gonna help families who are not really fortunate, and they can get hooked up for free or next to nothing, or just, some based on your income type of service, right? It's also going to have other perks and other things that we're going to offer, that we're going to do for the community, as far as food. I mean, just is wherever we can help. Whatever new ideas we can come up with, you get what I'm saying? But the foundation of the foundation, I mean, it's called UBIO Cloud Foundation, so it's basically, the focus is on computer science and information technology, and kind of raising the awareness of, hello, we need people to know this stuff. And in our communities, right? We don't want to just have it where one community is dominant in this, and then we have to depend on that one community, and then now it's like, yo, they could, play us because we don't know any better. But like I said, it's just a matter of where you want your children to be at in the future, right? So the UBIO Foundation is the UBIO Cloud Foundation, I believe, is going to be a success. The more I write about it, the more I think about it. I'm just passionate about it. Just thinking about it, talking about it. It's gonna be, to me, it's gonna be easy for me to really it's like when I say easy, I mean it's not gonna be one of those things I'm like, oh boy, I gotta do UBIO Cloud Foundation and let me not forget about that. No, it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be on my mind all the time. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy just being a part of. It's not gonna be one of those things where my company, where I just dish money in it and then let somebody else handle it and run it. Remember, Tru Zillah is basically gonna be running now. The foundation is going to actually own these companies. So Tru Zillah, I made that. That was more like an example. Tru Zillah is gonna own 51% of UBIO Cloud. Tru Zillah is going to hand over its power to the founders of UBIO Cloud Foundation. So basically, these companies that I just formed are going to be owned by this nonprofit organization that I'm gonna form, right? And the structure of how everything's gonna be set up, as far as here's and what does what's the benefit of having the nonprofit organization as being the container, is, so to speak. Basically, it's gonna work like a container, as far as it's gonna contain your commercial properties. It's gonna have commercial assets that will always be given back towards this primary course, and that's helping others in the community to learn how to do cloud management, learn film production, learn and when I say learn, I don't mean like setting up some little class course and then you come to class and you learn this stuff and then you get a certificate and then you gotta find you a job. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about entrepreneur type shit. I'm talking about where you get together with a team, with maybe I might pair you up with a family, because what we'll do is we'll have like maybe some type of classification process where you come in, you fill out an application, and you kind of get classified. We kind of see what is it that you want, what is it that you're trying to do, and we classify you and say, okay, this is what they want. And if you fall in a certain category or class with another family, we could kind of say, okay, maybe they could work together and partner certain families up together that way. and see if the project can work that this way. And of course, it's strategic. It's nothing where it's like um we gonna pair somebody's husband up with somebody else's wife and stuff like that. That's not. We're not trying to create no soap opera type thing. We want to keep it. We want to be wise about how we have this program and system set in place, but it can be effective if we do it right. You can hook up and link the right people up together. Be like, you know what, these people right here might get along perfect, and then let's say they do, and it works, and you're like, oh snap, the project went together. Okay, for an example, to make it sound clear, because people like, yeah, but what if the first thing people like to think of is the negative things that could happen if you try something. But let's just think about this. Let's say one family comes to me and this person is a photographer, a video producer, and they know everything there is about cameras. They have their own cameras, or maybe let's say they don't even have their own camera. They had it, and they just, something happened, and he need money for his equipment, or he needs equipment. Maybe it's not money that he need. He just needs the equipment, so he can do what he got to do, right? And then you have this other family. He want to shoot videos. He's kind of into acting. Never really pursued it, but knows he got the gift of it, but just never really, and wants to explore that, or maybe don't even think to explore, but maybe they display those qualities. Maybe in the interview you be like, have you ever acting or whatever. But this film producer is looking to shoot a film, but needs these actors, needs stuff that he just don't have access to, right? Basically, I want to be able to link these type of people together, right? Who are fortunate enough to have the skills, but don't have the resources to really, or maybe the proper network. This person can rap, and this person can make beats. This person over here can do some sound engineering, but they're just not connected. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to connect these people together and help families, because if I'm helping check this out. If I'm helping this person over here in his music career, right? And now he's able to feed his family, his children. He's independent, can take them on vacations and all of that, and pay all their bills and be living comfortable. You get what I'm saying? I'm helping generations of people, because if I can help that one person, then I can help the next person, and then the next person, and the next person, and it thrives like that. And then that person, guess what, is gonna end up using UBIO Studio, right? And because a lot of the content that's going to be created through UBIO Academy, which is basically going to be a lot of project-based learning. It's what we call project-based learning, right? I don't know why I'm looking at it. It's basically what we call project-based learning, and what that is we're going to give you projects. These families that come to us, after we classify them, we're going to give them projects to do that's going to help their situation, right? So let's say you come to us and you're like, well, you need a camera, so you could let's say you say, man, I just need a camera just so I can shoot some film, produce some films, and maybe get some actors together, and we, shoot some films, get it on Netflix, get it on the right platform or whatever, right? And I say, okay, that sounds good. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you a project where you can use our equipment. We ain't gonna just let you have the equipment, but you can use our equipment. You can use our studio, and we have some people, some actors, some professionals that have volunteered for the program, and that can help you and what you want to do, right? And you just go on with that, or be like, listen, we don't have it set up to where we can shoot movies, but we do need somebody who can film music videos for our artists, right? So, and for the kids, right? Because we want to make it a fun thing for the kids too, right? So, how about we get you to do that, and we can actually pay you for that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we can help the community, by helping our artists, entertainers, people who are gifted in our communities, helping them to thrive and not turn to drugs and 9 to 5s that that's not for them, to where they end up turning into drugs and alcohol and things like that. That's one thing. That's one way we gonna help. Another way, which is a very big way, major way, is health awareness, and how are we going to what are the solutions that some of the solutions that I came up with is food, what we eat, and how do we get our food. Like, think about it. 100% of the food that we eat come from a shopping center. Think about that. Like, if you really, really, really think about that, that is insane. That's insane. That we don't appreciate growing our own food, because it's not, number one, it's not hard, and number one, it's fun. It's actually I actually enjoy doing it. So I'm gonna get back into growing, and this time it's gonna be growing the right thing. I'm not gonna be growing no illegal stuff, but I'm gonna be setting up a grow station in the house. And I'm gonna be showing people how they can do it, and that's gonna be on UBIO Academy. UBIO Academy is just gonna be a website where you can learn about all of the UBIO stuff. UBIO, like music. Of course, it's gonna be music, dancing, videos, just fun videos, comedy, just like a family type of place where you learn, just a lot of fun facts, and it's just a fun site to go to. And then, like I said, you're gonna have a lot of fun projects that you can do, like do-it-yourself projects that is going to be fun for the family, and it's gonna be a learning experience. A lot of the stuff that I'm gonna have on there is always gonna be something that you can monetize, something that you can actually really make some money from. Okay, so like I said, it's always gonna be some entrepreneur type of thinking or project to where it has something to do with making money. So it's not gonna be some, oh, you learn this and then you get some certificate and then you go on to, no, this is real world stuff. This is, you make money and that's it. Like, you can do this and charge somebody for it. You can do this and you can make money. Just do this and you'll make money. Like, that's the project. Once you finish the project, it's already starting to make you money. Like, that type of stuff. And for free. Yeah. So that's what. So if you donating towards my cause and my foundation, you helping people all over the world. You're helping yourself. You're investing in your free education. I'm just saying. And that's how we got to start thinking. We got to start thinking that we can do this ourselves. And I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm getting other people that do this for me. Or I ain't going to say do this for me, but help me do it. Like, the stuff, I can't do everything all at once. I can do everything, but I can't do it all at once. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it, man. I got a landlord that's coming in the morning, and no, it's already in the morning, and I need to get some sleep. And I hate, because it's my room is kind of messy, and then I gotta do something outside, but it rains, so I kind of got an excuse. Hopefully it don't rain tomorrow to where I can go ahead and. I don't think the grass need to be cut though. Anyway, yeah, we got this little deal where I cut the grass. He paid me for it. You know what I'm saying? So, but oh, well, I'm yawning and stuff. That's so rude. So, basically, we gonna have to get this straight. All right. So we got these companies that I form, and I know it's like, man, what you forming companies? You ain't even got nobody, no real members on your squad. First of all, I do have one member that is getting a large percent because they help me out a large percent, and I mean not just help, but they help the company in a large way, so they have to get that large percent. How much is a large percent? That's private. Like, that's none of the public's interest. Because it's number one, not incorporated yet. So once we go corporate, then that'll be public. But and by that time, things will be changed. Things will be unchanged. But anyway, so what we need to do is have that foundation. Get that foundation. Get the funding. Get the proper funding. See, this is why people don't. This is why businesses fail. I'm telling you. I ain't even started like really making money, and I can already feel it and already sense it. The reason why businesses fail is because they try to use their own money. Number one, they try to use their own money. They don't go for the funding that they're supposed to get. You must get proper funding. You must be properly funded. And the best way to get, the easiest way, and the best way, the smartest way, is to get all your paperwork in order. And get a foundation. You have to have a foundation. If you don't have a foundation, you never thought about having a foundation, find out what a foundation is and start one. Now, in order to have a foundation and be legitimate, it has to be a multi-member foundation. They changed it. You used to could in the past just be one, and you can do it. But trust me, it has to be multi-member, and it's best. This is the best practice. 3 males, 3 females. For every male, there should be a female. Okay, so, and it's good to have a nice size board members. Board members. Now, how does it have to be structured and everything? I'm gonna learn all of this stuff. I have some people that's gonna help me out with this. I'm gonna do a video on it and let everybody know how everything worked out. How did I get the form? And I'm gonna go into detail about that stuff. Don't worry about that, and that's gonna be free. I ain't charging no money for this information. Hey, I just want you to watch my video. Straight up, just watch my video and like it and subscribe to it. Hit the notification. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And but I'm gonna give you that information for free. So stay tuned for that. I also, now the information, I'm gonna do that video tomorrow, matter of fact. The process of getting your LLC form and going over what that means, because it kind of confused me in the beginning. I was like, huh? Even after I did it, I didn't even know what I just did, but once you learn what you did, then you like, you know what, I'm so glad I did this. It feel good. It really feel good to have that paper, have that the certified copy with the signature and all. Oh man, it's something about it. And then when you go to the bank to open up an account, they respect your paperwork. They respect your paperwork. They don't really give you no problem in opening up your business account once you have those signatures. That as long as you have the right documentation, you ain't gonna have no problems opening up a business bank account. They're gonna be like, okay, fine, and you put your money in the bank, and now you in business. So, and once you have that business bank account, now you can go ahead and start setting your business up for credit. And I will start, because I haven't even done that yet, which I need to do, as far as getting your business appraised and all of that thing. Because all of these things are serving as like a compass for you to really know which direction you want to go into and really kind of tweak your business plan before you actually start to execute and move forward. That's why a lot of these businesses fail. I'm telling you, I know it. How do I know it? I'm just saying, I just do. It's just they're failing because they're not doing their paperwork properly. They're not legally structured right. They're not organized. They think they used to doing it one way, and they're not innovative. They're not intuitive. And they don't realize you can't use your own money. You got to use the money that's out there for you to use in order to really stay fluent and fluid, so to speak, and remember that the money fluctuate. It comes and it goes. It comes and goes, and especially if it, because without the money, without the proper money, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna try to do everything yourself. You're gonna try to shortchange everybody, or you're gonna end up shortchanging somebody, and you're gonna end up changing yourself, because you're gonna spend more time doing things or trying to do things that you could have just paid somebody else to do, get it quickly done out the way, and now you executing, because the key to succeeding and being successful in business is just executing every step of the way. Everything that's on that plan, that you put in that plan on that piece of paper, check that shit the fuck off as fast as you can and move on to the next step. Once you get to that mentality and get to that state of mind and can work like that every single day, you be alright, and you won't even worry about how much money is in your bank account. You just be writing checks like, here, I pay you here. How much I owed it? Okay. You just be writing checks because you know the money's there. You know that the business plan, everything is working the way it's supposed to. Because the money, and then when you do check the account, you see how, oh man, the money is coming in. The sales is up the roof, right? Like, because everybody's doing their job. Everybody that you have under you that's working for the company is doing their job. All of the members are contributing to the company. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing what they signed up to do. So when it's time to get those shares, those profits, you get what I'm saying? It goes to, and that's stuff that I still have to learn, believe it or not. How does the shares and the profits work? Well, whatever left over, the percentage goes to, like if I got 65%, 65% is my money. I gotta pay taxes though. Don't forget to pay your taxes. But see, that's why, the nonprofit, when your nonprofit organization owns the company, a lot of those profits that you gain that would be normally get taxed can go right back into the nonprofit organization. Now, you ain't gonna be able to get it back because you just put it into the nonprofit organization. You can file that on your W-2s, but like, well, I put that back in there. But hey, at least it's in the nonprofit organization and it's not there. Now you could use that money to help somebody with. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So that's what all of this is for. It's really for the future. It's really for like when you do get filthy rich and you gotta prepare for all of this stuff. You gotta prepare for success before you even start walking in that direction. Before you start moving, you have to get the paperwork in order. Gotta get the paperwork in order. So you can even think straight. Really, that's what the paperwork is for. It's really to get your mind right, your thoughts in order. While I'm getting my paperwork in order, I'm getting my thoughts in order. And if my thoughts is in order, now when I take my first step, and my second step is going to be in the right order. And now I'm walking in the right step, in the right direction, in the right order, in the right speed, at the right time, in the right place. and I'm getting to my destination that way. I'm not like, oh snap, I forgot my keys. Oh, let me turn around. Oh snap, because I'm rushing. Rushing for what? And money comes and goes. It been coming and going, and it's gonna keep inflating, right? So don't worry about that. Just stay focused on the task at hand. Paperwork. All right, gotta get the paperwork. What about the biz, like the companies, and what does need to be executed? Long as you, as a long as I have, like, okay, for UBIO software, what do I need to do to get it at least percolating a little bit? In other words, how can that company generate some money? All right, it has a website, so the website needs to be making some money. How does the website make money? Well, blogs. Need to just start blogging about whatever the service it is that I offer. Blog about it. And if somebody hit me up wanting their services, hook them up and charge them. Get paid for it. Put out an ad. You know, put out some ads. Yeah, put out some ads and what am I trying to say? Cloud management ads. Now, can I do the cloud management myself? Yeah, I can manage somebody else's website, no problem. And they pay me for it. If they pay me to do it, it's gonna be anywhere from $300 to $500, depending on what they want me to do. If all they want me to do is set them up and get them to where they can at least just have their WordPress website, and then they take it over from there, then yeah, I can set up their WordPress website for like $300. And then that's it. They just go and handle that, and well, of course they'll still have to pay me for maintenance because I have to update the servers and things like that. So, but that would be real cheap. That would be included in the first year, the $300. It's like you wouldn't have to pay me every month for that. You just pay me $300 for the first year. Everything else that covers everything. Now, $500 if you want me to set your front end up for you. I'll $200 more. I'll set that up for you real quick. And if you want me to do more stuff like add content and fool around with the content on it, that's gonna cost you like $1,000. That's the whole package. I just take over everything and be like, okay, we'll do this for you, and we'll have your articles, your blogs, all of that stuff set up for you. And because I mean, you really only need maybe like a few good articles, and that's it. A few good articles. I mean, your pages or whatever it is that your company is, and it just depends. If you're trying to sell stuff, that's different. That's setting up your inventory, your products. So it depends on how many products are you selling. The more products that you sell, the more money it's going. The more time it's going to take to set up. So the more money it's going to be. So yeah, but what I would recommend is just affiliate marketing, like where you just have blogs and you have people click on ads and stuff like that, or scroll through them, whatever, and you get paid that way. Now, it's what it looks like starting out. That's what I'm going to be doing. It's gonna be a lot of, with UBIO software. It's gonna be a whole lot of do-it-yourself articles, okay, and showing you how to do this and how I did this and how I did that. It's gonna be a whole lot of do-it-yourself articles, and you would probably click on certain services, and I'll probably have affiliate links to that to where I get paid. Um, that's how I can monetize UBIO software. UBIO Studio, likewise, the same thing. So that way, that would allow me to focus more on getting the videos out to you guys, right? And, you know, just directing you towards these videos, these blogs that I have on certain topics. And maybe you might like one of these links, click a link or something like that, or ad or whatever, Google Sense, whatever it is, and I monetize the content on those websites. Anytime the website is getting clicked, affiliate link, that goes into the Tru Zillah account. If it's UBIO software, that goes into the UBIO software account. You get what I'm saying? So that's how those are done up. But really, I want to focus on the foundation and how, or really what I'm trying to say is, I can focus on the foundation more if I already have all that other stuff set up. In other words, that would actually be a way to have funding or have money coming in while I'm setting up and promoting for the foundation, doing the paperwork, waiting on the responses, and the funding. The funding is going to take some time. It's not just going to happen. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some paperwork. It's going to take some waiting, and and then once we get the funding, how are we going to manage that? How are we going to manage the money? Who's going to get paid? Who are we going to pay? Who are we going to hire to operate this this thing? And that's where UBIO software comes into play, because now UBIO software can manage, it's already set in place to manage websites and stuff like that, right? Cloud management. It's a cloud manager. So that could be the initial thing we can do, especially like with the schooling thing. People want to do online schooling, but then they want to do their own homeschooling, and in other words, they want to be independent from the school's online thing. And who's gonna host that? You know what I'm saying? This opens the door and more opportunities for people who would just give people more options. I feel like the whole discussion is kind of boring. I want to talk about religion. I want to talk about the fact that I talked to the same person, same individual. I'm not gonna say no names because I didn't get permission from them to use their name. But they see, I noticed that certain people, when you make a point that they don't, this is what I'm noticing about people. They quick to judge and say or they're quick to explain or read somebody else, right? But the exact same way that they read someone or judge them or label them is the exact way I see them or I label them. In other words, well, I ain't even gonna say I'm labeling them. I'm just saying that's how they act. That's how they that's what I see. In other words, if this person is complaining about someone driving too fast, right? I'm like, okay, but you're the same person that drives 120 miles per hour, right? I'm just saying, like, you're complaining about them going 60 miles per hour, 10 miles over the speed limit, saying they're driving too fast. But when you drive, you go 120 miles per hour. Now, this is just an example. This is just, an illustration. This is not, somebody like this person really drives that fast. It's just me making an analogy to how extreme they are. Like, you're talking to someone, right? And you're listening to them go on and on about something, and you're like, okay. And then, so you respond, or they ask you a question, and you're trying to answer the question, and then they cut you off, and then you're like, dang, man, every time I try to answer the question, they cut me off. And then you finally try to just answer the question anyway, even though they cut you off. And then they say, you don't listen. You've been cutting me off the whole time. And you're like, hold on. The fuck? So in other words, I'm going 10 miles above the speed limit. Like, yeah, I cut you off, but I'm only going 10 a little bit. In other words, I'm only going 10 miles above the speed limit, but you cut me off damn near every time. You going 120 miles per hour over the speed limit is what you get what I'm saying? Like, when you're talking to individuals like this, be careful. Be careful. Because they either have no agenda or they have an agenda. And both are dangerous. You get what I'm saying? Both is dangerous. In other words, if a person has no agenda when they're talking to you, that means they have an agenda. Everybody has an agenda, but when somebody has an agenda, like they against you, they plotting. They don't know what, they just waiting for you to slip up, what's up, what up, and give them that inch or that opportunity to get you. You gotta watch out for people like that, cause you talking to them and you like, hold on. What good does this do? If we go on and on and on about whether or not the Bible is God's word or man's, right? We go on and on and about, oh no, it's God's word. I'm like, yeah, but it was made in the factory, so it's kind of like man's. That's what I'm saying. It's man's word. Yeah, it was translated. Yeah, it's God's word. It's God's word. Yeah, but it was translated, then it was translated, then it was translated, and you still saying it's God's word even after it was translated all the time. Yeah, because God ain't going. But I'm saying, if you know that, why did you need the Bible? If you know that without, you know what I'm saying? You one of them people, right? That's still stuck on. You one of those people that's still stuck on what you was taught when you was a little kid. and you still trying to prove them wrong. And I'm like, I ain't even one of them. I ain't them. I done moved on. The people that you complaining about and talking about, I ain't even talking about no more. I done moved on. Matter of fact, I ain't even trying to talk about the religion thing no more. I ain't even trying to use that word. Because it benefits me better if I just, it suits me a whole lot better if I just, excuse me, let me get this thing right. Oh, the battery is low. All right. All right. Here we go. I'm back. Yeah, so um you can go back and forth with somebody about who God is, his name, his word, his this, God this, and all this stuff, right? You can go for years. And it's still not gonna change uh, the way God feels about it, you know. Do I know? Who cares? What I Who cares what the who cares what I know about God? Why is that my business? Why is that any of my business? Or what you know or care about God? That should be your person, your your spirituality. That should be personal. That should be private. You shouldn't have to discuss that with somebody. Especially when they want to get to judging you. Oh man, you feel that way about that? Then you Like, why don't you let God do that for you? You know what I'm saying? Why you feel like you so important? You gotta be the one that tells somebody about themselves. And that's another thing. Be careful about people who don't. Be careful about talking to people who think the worst or see the worst in you, or they see less of you than what you really are. Because if you do that, you know what happens if you spend too much time with them. What they think of you will become of you. So 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 what a man thinks, so shall he be. What a man thinks, so yes shall you be. If you continue to be amongst this person, now you don't even have to be face to face with them. You could just be around them. I mean, you could just be talking to them on the phone. You know what I'm saying? In other words, don't be in their mind. And you know the saying, out of sight, out of mind. Don't communicate when you don't communicate with people like this, because people like this, they off constantly fiending to, like what I'm trying to say. They constantly fiending to ridicule and criticize something anyway. So they going on and on about shit all fucking day. And then all of a sudden you come into the mix, and then now they hosting on you, and yo, that shit, them words that they dispelling in the air is really fucking, yeah, affecting your headspace, your mind. You can't think right because you just invited that demon in your life, man. That's fucking demons, man. Demons are real. They're people. People who succumb to demonic thoughts are demons in the flesh. You just gotta realize that and stay away from them. Don't talk to them. Continue doing what you doing, and when you get good information, share it with no one. Share it with yourself. Don't help people that ain't trying to help you, because they'll take your help and help themselves and everybody else, and then use that to fuck you up. You understand what I'm saying? Or say your advice didn't work, and then use that as a reason to want to fuck you up. So I'm itching. That means it's time for me to get myself in the bed. Yeah, so be careful about being so lonely and you want to reach out to an old friend and you talk to him and then you remind why y'all don't really fuck, like talk, you don't fuck with them like that. It's because they're 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 never gonna be different. They're always gonna be stuck trying to be the same, talking the same shit, but never really going nowhere. Um, be careful about that. Be careful about that, because people like that, and then the people that want to talk and protect the Bible, they ain't never practicing it. They don't. And they love to say they is. They the most in denial motherfucker. Like me, I ain't gonna say I practice this and I practice. Yeah, I practice it more than they do, if you ask me. But let me get off of that. That's why I don't like talking about it, because it's negative. It brings negative energy. Um, it doesn't bring that good positive energy that I'm looking for in my life. So with that said, hey man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling wonderful. Um, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes on the Bible issue. I had a prayer. I prayed about it this morning. Like, man, God, I hope I'm not like making a big mistake by telling people how I feel about the Bible, because somebody might kill it. What if somebody kill themselves off of that? Be like, oh man, the Bible's not true, then nothing's true. Oh, why even live? You know, just from watching my video. I don't think that's gonna happen though. But let's just see how we gonna get this thing on. And I know it seems like a lot of paperwork, a lot of stuff on your plate and stuff. Listen, it's not. We just gonna take it one day at a time and get this thing going, right? So, um, I feel like once I get the foundation set up, I'm really gonna start seeing. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm really gonna start seeing how blessed you get when you have your foundation. Like, man, people donate to your foundation. What if somebody donate $1 million to my foundation? Make $1 million donation. I'm just saying. They're billionaires, so they just say, you know what, here, we're gonna donate $1 million. Or let's just say not even that. So let's say they got hundreds of millions of dollars, and they say, you know what, we're gonna donate 200,000 to this, to me, to my, not to me, but to my foundation. $1 million is a lot of money to a small new foundation, and that you can do a lot with that. You can help a lot of people out with that. You know, um, and I know you're like, well, what you gonna do with that money? How you gonna take care of yourself? And just listen, there's ways to use the money for the right cause and still be able to feed your family, right? Because if you the owner of a foundation, you can't be poor. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some type of, um, you know. So you can set up a trust. Set up a trust, and basically this money is for this, because with me being the owner, you get what I mean. You can set up a trust. For all of the members, they can have a trust, so that the money is protected. Yeah, and but I'm tired, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say good night, and yeah.